Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of GOW, the Generation Wrestling Podcast. As always, it's yours truly, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's Resident Tribal Chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He's the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka EC's Resident Isaac Hayes, King 2 Code in the building, bro. What's good?
Man, what's good with the people, man? You know what it is, man. You know, we giving y'all a little bit of early shenanigans, man, with your boys, man, before we get into the after dark, you know, the grown folk conversation that we're gonna have later on tonight. But Leo, what it do, man?
Yo, what's good? All right, man. So look, we got plenty of wrestling news.
Hey, what up from Philly?
We got James in the building. James, what's up? Hey, from Philly to the 216 here in Cleveland, we salute you, sir. What's good? Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Make sure to come back later on about 9:45 for our AEW Rampage / Friday Night SmackDown show, man. It's going to be lit. It's going to be big lit. That's a GOW After Dark. Hide your kids, hide your wife, put your kids to sleep, and tuck them in tight. But with that being said, man, look, we got lots of wrestling news and rumors to get into. So the first things first, man, we're going to talk about the main man himself, Mr. Tony Khan, bro. Hey, TK been out here in these streets, man. TK has been wild, and TK has said that last year when his mother was in the hospital and WWE was trying to contract talent and try to, tamper with the contracts and get him up out there talent while his mother was in the hospital dying. That's when business became personal for him. And a lot of people was like, it started during the promo hype for this past Tuesday, which is dubbed Super Tuesday. The fans online, they called it the Tuesday Night War, in which AEW Dynamite went head to head with WWE NXT. I know we've all poked fun at NXT for loading up the roster, bringing back Hall of Famers such as John Cena, The Undertaker, Paul Heyman. Then you had to bring down the future Hall of Famer and Oscar and load the deck, stack the deck up against AEW and
Cody Rhodes as general manager,
and Cody Rhodes, of course, Jade Cargill as well. If you really want to get petty, bringing back the latest person to leave AEW and show up in NXT. And, the biggest thing was Triple H. He said for the longest time, he and WWE didn't consider AEW a threat. Yet, they brought out all the big guns. And not to say that for the lack of entertainment, it wasn't fun as a fan. We had a great time to watch it. But there's a lot of people within the company and outside of the company who feel like things like this is the reason why AEW will remain number 2 and a company like WWE will remain number 1. It's because of things like this. I was listening to a podcast with Vince Russo earlier, and he said Vince McMahon was never the face of the company. It was always his talent that was the face of the company. And he said it seems like Tony Khan is more worried about being the face of the company, being the center of attention. Every time there's a headline lately, it's about Tony Khan. Every time there's a media scrum, who's always there front and center, it's always Tony Khan. He said, if you have a media scrum, let it be about the talent. If you have a press conference, let it be about the talent. This ain't got nothing to do with you. You don't need to be on the screen. You don't need to be in the middle of everything. Online, every time something trends about your company, let your talent be the reason your company is trending, not you and all your idiocracies. What are your thoughts on that, man?
My thoughts on that is this, that TK now, I cannot agree with everything that TK has said, but the whole, like you said earlier, man, the whole thought of, WWE doesn't really see AEW as competition, but yet, because they had to move their show to Tuesday, you loaded up an NXT show. Now, you told me the ratings were what, 900,000 for NXT and like 600 for AEW. Yeah. I mean, sure, that was supposed to happen. I mean, let's just be real. That was supposed to happen. Like, you're not going to convince me that NXT wasn't supposed to beat out AEW because of who you had on the show. NXT is not going to pull those numbers next week.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to, like, you take all those people that showed up, don't put them on the show next week. They're not getting 900,000 next week. I don't care who everybody else you put on the show. They're not doing those same numbers. So, yeah, I can understand some of the shit talk from that standpoint. Like, I'll give them that. Like, yeah, they had to load up. But for me, the better wrestling show was AEW. I'll be honest. But TK is going over the top a little bit. And part of that is because of what this era is. This is more of the social media era.
Yeah.
Where if Vince was in the social media era, I mean, tough and young coming in like he did when he first bought the company. If he had a social media era, I'm pretty sure he would have been promoting some stuff. Wow. Now, yeah, it's true. Vince didn't necessarily do the thing, but I kind of, I kind of remember the Attitude Era. I even though Vince might not have never necessarily said anything, he did promos. He had people come out dressed up as former wrestlers that used to wrestle in his company and show up on the other people's company. So it's like, man, he did little jabs. He did stuff.
He still do.
And he still do. Like we're not gonna act like Vince ain't never gave settled jabs to WCW during when they was going through their little war. Like, I don't. We're not absolving Vince. Okay, you're not gonna pretend like Vince was a constant professional. He did it for entertainment. Now he did it for entertainment. Now, and I believe TK is doing the same thing. Now, again, not saying everything he's doing right is right, but I do think sometimes, it's like, all right, TK, I think you might need to, you might need to calm down a little bit, bro.
Right.
You're going a little too hard. You're going just a little too hard. So, I get it. Now, when people say, well, this is the reason why AEW will be seen as a number 2, that's because they are number 2. Who doesn't understand that they're number 2? Who doesn't understand that AEW, it will be nowhere near WWE? I don't care. AEW can put on the best wrestling for a complete year. It still won't move them to WWE's level. It will not. They can do it for 2 years, 3 years. We can get the next 5 years of the best wrestling ever out of AEW. It still won't put them where WWE is. They'll have certain amenities that, other companies won't have, and that WWE can, they'll compete with WWE. But overall, the global, the mainstream, the money, bro. And after this deal, man, no. TK, AEW needs to maintain the course.
Yeah.
That's all TK needs to do. That's all they need to do. They need to maintain the course, continue to develop and be a better company. Now, yes, he's going to have hits and misses, and people are going to crap. And again, people are going to crap on it, man, because we're all over opinionated about everything. Like everything, man. It doesn't matter what it is. We're all over opinionated about it, and we're gonna crap on AEW, man, because they just taking the ex WWE stars. Again, that's wrestling, man. You know how many go look at Impact's roster. Tell me how many ex WWE stars and ex AEW stars and ex New Japan stars and ex this and that are on that roster. Go look at New Japan. Go look at WWE. I mean, bro, it's a revolving door in wrestling. This is what it does. They need to continue to push the young talent like they've been doing, and while also giving the older guys still their opportunity to show that they can still do it. Guys like Bryan Danielson, Edge, like, dude, right now they could come in and just totally take over this company. I don't think people really realize that. Like, Moxley's one thing because I think he's a little bit younger, so he's a little bit longer to invest in. But Bryan Danielson, Edge, you really don't know how much longer these guys are going to stick around. Bryan Danielson already told us this is his final year, so it's like if this dude is going out, he ain't. He's enjoying wrestling. He's enjoying just doing what he's doing and working with new people and with people we never thought we would ever see him have a match with. And it's little things like that I love and appreciate about AEW. Again, not everything is perfect, but some of those things are good. And when you get a Chris Jericho going up against a Sammy Guevara, when you get to see guys like Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page put on good shows, it's like I want to see guys that I've always liked be put in a different light. I know I can't get that in WWE. I can't get that with a lot of the people, man. They gonna put who they want to put. You know, we can voice our opinion to a certain degree, but they're gonna put who they want to put in front. At least with some of these other companies, you kind of, you know, you get more of, all right, who are the fans gravitate? Who are the fans like, yo, we see this dude, we see this girl, we want to see more of them, and they give us more of them, and we get to see this person, you know, do great things, you know, if they're able to do their part. It is what it is. People are going to be opinionated. AEW is going to be nowhere near WWE for a long time. They just need to continue to be the next best company after AEW. I mean, after WWE. That's really what they need to focus on. Until they get to 20 years or more, and they continue to be successful, TK continues to run a successful wrestling company, then then the conversation can change. But and that's still 20 years after WWE's added 20 years to what it's been doing. So again, they're never going to catch them, but they could put more legitimacy to the brand.
Yeah, and that word that we've said oh so frequently over the years, man, AEW is fan service, right? It's giving the fans what they want. Now, do we get it all the time? No, but 9 times out of 10, we get a version of it.
I say 7 because it'd be a lot of times. TK's disappointed me quite a few times. I'm not gonna lie. I had to give it like 6 to 7 out of 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
TK shows up, but he be having some misses. I cannot say he don't.
No. He does. But the thing is, even if it takes him a while, it might take him a while, but eventually TK will come around. WWE, on the other hand, they will just outright blatantly just disregard what the hell the fans want. And if it do happen to somewhat give you what you want, they're going to give it to you under their conditions and their stipulations at the end. He'd be like, man, I'd just rather not have it at this point.
And then sometimes when they try to give it to you, it's like, man, but what are you going to really do with it? And then they really don't do nothing with it. And it's like,
bruh, prime example, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, bruh, that was something. They're like, oh, and then they announced that in Nashville. Oh, this is great. And then by the third match, it was like, you know what?
Man,
you could have kept it. We got Tony in the building. What's happening?
What's up, good? Tony James? I mean, the comments been flowing, man. Leo says we all thought he missed on Christian, but he proved us wrong. That is he did miss on Christian. He did miss. They did not what to a degree because they did let. The problem was they didn't stay consistent with Christian. Mm-hmm. I think that was the problem. I think you could have had Christian doing other stuff, but they didn't allow Christian to be that kind of guy for a long period of time. It would be for like maybe one. It'd be for certain people that he was going up against, or But other than that, nah. You see, he get the what's going on with you, Tony, man. But you see, man, he the way he rolled in Impact, the way he rolls in AEW, the flexibility that he has, he was never truly allowed that much in WWE. So I do not to say that Christian would have been the greatest thing going, but he definitely would have. I think he definitely could have had some great matchups with quite a few people, man.
Absolutely. All right, man. Next up is our guy, Randy Orton. The reports are coming in that Randy Orton and WWE, they're aiming at a return by Survivor Series. Also, speaking of Survivor Series this year, it has been announced that they're going to bring back War Games. So we're going to get that match officially on the Survivor Series card. Let's take it one step at a time, bro. Randy Orton, he's been out for quite some time right now. We've been wondering if and when he'll return, especially him at his age, 20 years in the game, messed up back, had multiple surgeries. It didn't look good for a while. Now we're like, okay, it's a possibility, man. Survivor Series, a little over a month away. One, what are your thoughts on Randy returning? If he does return, are you excited? And then 2, what are your thoughts, man, on the return of War Games match? Because I know back in NXT, when they brought it back, it was something that the people were really hyped about at first. And then when it made its way to the main roster, Survivor Series, people was kind of like, it's not quite the same as what it was in NXT. What are your thoughts, man? Do you care for that match? Do you care for the return of Randy? Talk to me.
Real quick, man. William had commented, imagine young Vince with an OnlyFans. Look here, man. If Vince had an OnlyFans, man, he'd be oiling up his grapefruits. I think that's just what his.
Oh no! He'll be oiling up his grapefruits, and then he'll also have his profile picture with him bent over in tidy whities with William Regal head up his
ass. man. But to answer your question, man, Randy, always good to see Randy. You know, I want to see Randy break Ric Flair's record of a winning 17 world championships. He's 3 short because I think not. Well, no, he's
14.
He's a 15-time now. I think he's a 15-time. I think he's a 15-time champion now. So, he needs 2 more. Or Leo let us know. But I you can never go wrong with seeing Randy Orton. He's Randy Orton. War Games. I didn't have a problem with War Games. On Survivor Series. I didn't have a problem with them bringing it to the main roster. I think the thing was this War Games was overshadowed by what the storyline was. The storyline was the bloodline and Sami Zayn and all of that. And I think just honestly, nobody really it didn't have that feel of, man, who could win this. It had the feel of, we know who's going to win this. And
I like that.
I think that's just it took away a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong. I would like to see, maybe not so much, I don't know what I want to see. Like, I want to see it. Like, I want to see a War Games. But I want them to really make it. I don't know. They got to make it. They got to bring that feel that it did with NXT. And I think because it's on the main roster, those who know that what NXT does and what the main roster do is totally different. And because we got such great classic matches from NXT side of it, it's like, man, Leo says 14 tied with Triple H. He needs to get 3 to at least 3 to break the record. But and I doubt if he'll ever get it now at this point, but would have loved to see him do it. But the main roster, I think maybe Triple H, now that he's in charge, now that Vince is officially not in control, he's of creative. It's the Triple H way that people like. It's what they like. They want to see more of it. So I'm thinking maybe we'll get that. Maybe we'll get that proper War Games style that we all want to see. The importance of it, the excitement, the drama of it. So maybe hopefully I think that's what we'll get. But honestly, man, I want them to bring back the 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. Like, that's what I want. I mean, you ain't got to bring on everybody. I think you should do one. I mean, I think you could do one, man, because Survivor Series to me, like, it's more like a pay-per-view. I think you can load up on talent, and it's not like you need all the important people to be in the match. You just need people that's popular enough to really make the match feel something. Because I mean, there's a lot of people that you won't have on the card, but you can put them in a match like this to give them something to do, and there's still excitement in the match. So
sorry, I'm sorry.
No. I was just gonna say, but it's excitement in the match, and I feel like it's still a fan favorite. Yeah, it's gotten dull over the years because WWE was doing one for everybody. Everybody was getting one. The tag team was getting one. The US title was getting, like, everybody. So it was just oversaturated with them, and they were doing too many of them. But I think now that you didn't do it for a year, and if you only do one, you do one. Okay, regardless if it's men or women, you do one. So if you wanted to take, if they weren't in the title picture, if you wanted to take the Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax and all of them women and Jade and throw all them on a 5-on-5 in a tag, cool. Or if you wanted to take some of the other mid-card guys that you really probably won't have nothing on the show for them to do, but this would give them an opportunity to be on the show, let the fans see them, and maybe show up and show out. Who knows? But I think if done with a little bit of give a damn, it can still be a valuable thing.
And that's the one thing that we've said, you, and I know for a fact you agree with me on this. This is the one that we've said that TK does very well when it comes to like these battle royal and multi-men and women matches. When it comes to building up a pay-per-view card, because he will find a way to get as many people on the card as possible. And you know, like you say, it ain't always got to be the best person on the card. You just need somebody with enough popularity, like you say, man, to make the match mean, and it means something. And I think the thing is with the old school Survivor Series was kind of going back to what you said, you know, that importance of missing something, meaning something. You know, you used to really feel like in that moment between Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble and leading up to Survivor Series, like maybe that month before, it really felt like it was Raw versus SmackDown. You get what I'm saying? And then
because that was the first like real start of the competition. It's like you got one brand going up against another brand, and it's like you got the best.
It really felt like bragging rights. Like you really felt like, yo,
without having to actually have bragging rights as a pay-per-view, because that was just stupid.
Dumb as hell. It was just like a watered down Survivor Series, but it's like they really put the emphasis like, okay, like yo, like SmackDown is the dominant brand this year, or Raw is the dominant brand this year. But every match felt like it missed something, because it's like, all right, now you watching the shows the next few weeks out. All right, now you seeing how the shows is getting booked, and it's like, yo, like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, you look at that SmackDown team, that Raw team, yo, bro, because that's before people was really bouncing back and forth like that. It's like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. This team looking kind of loaded right here, man. What the other squad gonna do? I don't know, man.
As it leads up to the Royal Rumble, that's another thing, because that leads into more kind of cross branding and people kind of coming, because now it's like, all right, we didn't have the brand thing, but now it's the Royal Rumble. It's every man for themselves. You know, we're gonna beat y'all, and we're gonna beat these boys on the other show. So you know, I've always liked that kind of dynamic, man, because you know it's just like everybody free for all, man. You know, here's the opportunity, come get it.
All right, man. Speaking of opportunity, come get it, man. So Bianca Belair said she is excited to work with Jade Cargill in anything from singles matches, tag team matches, and more. Okay, Jade Cargill is obviously on the tip of everybody's tongue. Bianca Belair, she's out for a while, man. Take some time off. She's had a hell of a 3 years, especially when she was champion on the road, damn near every single day, doing everything. Wrestling, media appearances, and so much more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Melanin.
Lord have mercy. Have mercy, boy.
Yo, Bianca Belair says that her.
Don't even take that down. Just leave
No, we good. We're gonna bask in the glory. Jade Cargill said that her and Bianca Belair is a main event, a WrestleMania main event worthy type of match, just based off the hype alone. Her and the Charlotte Flair. Her and Rhea Ripley. But let's talk about these two queens real quick, bro.
And I want to see her fight all three of them. I want to see all of them fight each other, but I definitely want to see Bianca fight Jade. I want to see we got to get our Rhea Ripley versus Bianca. We were supposed to get that, but Rhea had to go down with the health issue. Yeah. And I definitely want Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair on a WrestleMania card.
Okay, and I want to see all that too. But my question to you would be, because we've never seen Bianca.
Doc tripping.
We never seen Jay do any tag action that I can think of. Bianca Belair, for the most part, has been singles. Yo, could you imagine? Can you imagine if Jay get a little bit more training and fine tuning up under her belt? What a dominant team, at least from the perception of it, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair could be.
And then they can be with the street business, and then they will be the most dominating force in sports and entertainment.
So, question, and I hate to do this. Oh, but I got to be the devil's advocate. So, usually when it comes to groups and factions, if there's a bunch of guys, there's usually one girl. Can we see it being where you can have these two both be the centerpiece of the street business, if that's where you chose to go with it?
Yes, for the beginning, because Jade is going to be the greenest one out the group.
Yeah.
So having her work with Bianca in a tag team would help her, because now that's the thing about that. Now, I don't think we're going to go instantly into pairing them, Leo. He says, don't think about pairing them. They're going to win the women's tag team titles and then do nothing like usual. No, because I think the problem is, I don't even think that. I think they'll run through everybody. That's what I think they'll do, because if you put Bianca and Jade together, and then if you're going to do the street business group where you got the Street Profits, Bobby Lashley, and then these two women, there's really plenty of belts for them to win.
Yeah.
Because if they're the women's tag team titles, guess what? They can go over there and steal the Raw women's tag. Hey, they can just dominate. I mean, you can just have them dominate. They can do what Bayley and Sasha Banks did and be tag team and both women's brand champions. You can. It's not like we ain't seen it done before, so why can't we? I think you can do that. But you would. I want that done in the right way. Of course, that's fantasy booking thinking. So don't take my words with a bit of grain of salt. But truthfully, though, if it doesn't happen, I think that actually, William, that's not a bad thing. that's actually not a bad. I actually wouldn't mind seeing that.
Piper and Nia versus Bianca and Jay. Hey, that
disasters. I actually would like that. I'm actually down with that. I'm
a bunch of 4 powerhouses.
Man, that would be that's I actually kind of run that. I want to run that. I want to.
And then you can have Jade and Bianca be the Twin Towers.
I mean, you could, but damn, that'd be a hell of a damn tag team, man. I don't know who beating them like that. They gonna crush everybody, literally and figuratively. Shit.
you talking about Piper and Nia?
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I ain't bullshitting. Oh man, wow. That's a hell of a group. But I think right now, man, we're not gonna rush Jade into a group. I think she'll just come out, do her own thing. And then eventually, they'll cross paths. But right now, I think she should go to her own show, keep Bianca on her own show,
yes, sir.
And just let them, let Bianca heal up and come back. And if she joins her husband in group up, let that be what it is with that. If Jay's gonna be on Raw, let her stay on Raw and let her do what she's doing there. And then eventually, we'll move to the one-on-one face-off because that's what's gonna end up happening first. They may or may not group up or team up, but let's be honest, they're going to end up going face-to-face, which is fine because we're going to want to see it. But I definitely want Jade to get her work in and get better. So, and people can see what we see and what we believe in her.
All right, bro. A guy that we had on the show not too long ago, former NWA World Champion Nick Aldis, former Impact World Champion Nick Aldis, who's been working on a handshake deal behind the scenes with WWE, more specifically on the SmackDown brand. It's rumored, and we're going to say that we're going to make sure that's very clear. It's rumored to make his WWE debut tonight on SmackDown, a show that's going to be riddled with the returns of Triple H and of course the Tribal Chief.
The season premiere,
Roman Reigns. It is the season premiere, bro. But here's the thing: he's not coming back as a talent. Somebody else who is coming back as a talent full time, Carlito. But Nick Aldis is rumored to be an authority type figure. I don't really care to see him in that role, especially because I already don't like it with Adam Pearce. And no disrespect to Adam Pearce, but I think the authority back when they had Triple H and Stephanie, after that ran this course, you had the whole Michael Cole computer gimmick. I don't really care to see any authority figures in WWE, man. I don't really think it makes sense anymore. What are your thoughts on that, man? If that is true, him coming back not as a talent, but as more of just
that will suck. First of all, I need you to highlight the last comment that just came up, please, sir. And then that will suck because I want to see him be a talent. I want to see him actually. I want to see him actually come down and do something. But the problem is, no, not that one. The one that Leo had up. I think that I want them to be on notice. I think he can actually have a run, but man, if he's just gonna come back and be an authority figure, like is he done wrestling? Now, if he's done wrestling, then okay, cool. All right, we'll see how it works. But if he's not done wrestling and he's still got a lot to tank, I don't want to see him come back and be an authority figure. I want to see him come back and be a wrestler. I want to see him actually have some shine, but don't give him the carrying cross treatment.
Let me ask you this: what if this is a way to test the waters, right? What if they don't have anything for him at the moment, but you still want to, because he's been working on it for months now. So what if you just kind of have him at kind of like Samoa Joe in NXT, hopefully with a different outcome. But how Samoa Joe's kind of that enforcer for William Regal for a while, and then eventually a little bit of physicality, you tease it, then boom, you get a match. Then maybe you can parlay its way onto a full-time or a part-time on-screen wrestler role there, maybe. Because you got to remember, he ain't no spring chicken either.
He's not no spring chicken either. But again, that's what I say. If he's not trying to wrestle, then okay. But you know, if man's trying to get into the ring to do his thing. I mean, if he's trying to be on his LA night, then you know, let him do what he do. Tony, man, I think you meant to say Piper and Chelsea are the women's tag team champions, not the Viper. But man, I don't know. I'd rather him go somewhere else where he'll have an opportunity to still wrestle and be the guy that he can be, and not something that they're gonna make him be.
Absolutely. What we got pulling up right here? Oh, okay. Sean Ross said, man, as of Thursday, it was not planned to be Cody Rhodes. If it ends up being him, something drastic has changed. That is in response to that WWE plans to reveal tonight on SmackDown who will be traded for Jey Uso on SmackDown. Now, Sean Ross has also said that it won't be an NXT talent. It will actually be a main roster talent. I got to ask you this, bro. Jey Uso's been back for what? A month now, a month and a half, and they just now supposedly gonna reveal who got drafted in this. Bro, and what other sport? It would take a month and a half to tell, hey, yeah, by the way, this person got drafted. They're like Damian Lillard again. You know, that's like waiting 2 months to say, yeah, Damian Lillard got drafted back in June. Like, who gives a fuck? Do you care at this point who that person may or may not be?
At this point, kind of no, because I still think it is Cody in some weird way. It'll be him. But first and foremost, I am in the comments right now because Leo put that comment out. I told you to highlight, and then who happens to show up? Earl. And the first thing Leo says is, "Come see him in the office after the show." And of course, Earl, like, why you got to write up? Because you're late. That's why, sir. You're late.
Yeah, we 33 minutes into the show.
You are late, sir. You are late.
32 minutes late.
I love it. Oh man, it's a damn write up waiting to happen. I love the people, man. I love y'all. Hey, man. Tony says, man, as much as I want to say, Kyra, I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to be on SmackDown tonight.
By the way, Kyrie Sane is rumored to return back to the company really soon. That is true.
If so, cool. You know, if not, we'll see. We'll see. Earl says, I am a victim of technical glitch. I haven't received any notifications. It's always Facebook fault.
Hey, yo, you know what? We really gotta holler at Facebook and see, because he's not the first person that says.
Yeah, I know. I gotta mess with Earl, man.
Hey, you still getting a write up though, because that don't explain why you just no showed a couple days ago. But that's neither here nor there.
All right, that's true too. That's really what the write up.
You just no showed. And then you came on the show later on that night. You didn't even acknowledge the fact that you missed a whole ass show that's already up on the page. But it's cool. Leo go get you together.
Yeah, all together. He gonna get you all together. Don't worry. But you're gonna be on tonight. You better be.
And you're gonna talk to your resident therapist, Penelope.
Right, man. Who the schedule posted there.
That is true. I forgot. That is very true.
I love it. Oh shit. Man, Cody's so bad. It looks like he was trained by Nikki Bella. Look, Cody's bad, but Cody's not that bad. Nikki Bella said horrible. But no, man, this whole trade thing. I mean, it could be Cody for them to play on the whole him going after Roman to finish the story. Because then he can move on from helping Jay to go in to fight Jimmy. Or somehow maybe him and Jay will lose the titles to Jimmy and Solo. I don't know, man. If it's someone different, I'll be surprised. I'll be totally surprised if it's not Cody. But if it is Cody, it's like, duh, we knew this was gonna happen. What you thought who you thought you was fooling? Tony said tonight's SmackDown is going to be bang, so is going to bang so hard. It make artificial intelligence Shawn Michaels, Sweet Chin, Soraya, goddamn. That's a hell of a saying right there. He says, Earl, by the way, the old man review team has reviewed Tuesday night, and we have an updated rated adjustment, AEW 3.6. I'm sorry, NXT 3.6, AEW 3.9. All right, okay. Right.
My boy said he had to step into the booth real quick. Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Right. You know, he had to review it, man. We thought you was a little. We thought you was being a little extra. Like damn, Earl, you was being a little too nice. Like that. That's not the Earl we know. Earl don't never give out that much high regard for a show. And I mean, it was two. I mean, we were watching two shows, so you know, it is what it is. Oh man.
Leo says, well, damn, Earl, that's a downgrade. What happened between then and now? Well, the principal needs to hear explanation in the office.
But Earl says, damn it, a write-up, a visit to the office, and I got to go see the shrink. Penelope. Upon referral review, the call on the field is overruled. Goddamn. All right, so we just give him the one write-up? All right, cool. We'll just give him the one. We'll give him a warning. We can give Earl a warning.
But it's cool, man. You still got a long way to go. It's 3rd and 33 for your ass, sir.
Yeah, that sounds like the Brown. I love my 2-act TV action. Hey, it was definitely something, man. It was definitely something to watch two shows. Like we had never done that before. We hadn't watched two shows at the same time.
And then trying to do this shit live. It's like I'm doing his show, he doing my show, and then we just crisscross it back and forth. Like as a fan to watch it, it was cool. But I'll tell you, it's a pain in the ass trying to go live stream
and hear each other. It's like hear you talking and then hear that, but then hearing this, it's like, oh man, what the oh my god.
Yeah. And then it's hard too because it's like you kind of got to ignore one or the other for a split second. So it's like just trying to like hear you and reply back to you, but not have too much dead space, but still trying to hear what the hell going on each other. It was a lot, okay.
It was, but that's all right though. We had fun doing it and try to catch every detail of both shows. Man, Leo, that was tough. That was tough, but we had fun trying. But yeah, man, right now, man, you know, like I said, we just wanted to shoot the hip, you know, shoot the hip, shoot from the hip with the folks for a little bit, man. You know, we had a couple of days off, you know. Normally, you know, we post it's Wednesday, you know, y'all know what that means. You know, we do the Wednesday night block party, but everything got moved to Tuesday. So we had a couple of days off. So we figured, man, we got to come talk to the people for a little minute. But, you know, of course, man, your boys, we not done because it's the Friday night block party, baby. It's that GOW after dark, man. So, you know, your boys got to come on live. We got to talk our grown folk conversation. We're going to talk about the premiere of SmackDown. We're going to talk about Rampage. And we're going to talk that talk about wrestling, man. Earl says, man, the GOW rating for Tuesday night 5.0. Y'all handled that like that. Shit. Man, there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. No, don't you fall for that. Don't you fall for that. He's trying to sweet talk us out of a write-up.
Look, it worked. It worked, goddamn it. You know why? Because that's Earl's first 5 I've seen ever since. So I'm gonna take it, Earl. You got a warning this time. No write-up, Leo.
A verbal.
A verbal. We're gonna make it a verbal warning. It says, "Are y'all live for the entire night?" We might come on a little early. I think we can come in on a little early for SmackDown. I think main event. We'll see what the last thing of the show is.
Yeah,
and come
on. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll come. Yeah, we're gonna come on about 9:40. You know, we'll come on for the like main event of SmackDown. We're gonna hang out for the rest of the Rampage. We'll talk that talk. It's gonna be a tipsy night. We might come on early. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. But we will be on tonight. So make sure the notifications is on. We will be live with y'all. Come hang out with your boys. But other than that, man, anything else before we get out of here? Anything anybody else want to talk about real quick before we get out of here? Anything else you got to talk about? Because you hit on everything I wanted to talk about. We talked about TK. We talked about what they were doing for the show. We talked about the whole pay-per-views and everything. Doc doing what he said. Stardust came back tonight. No, Stardust he can stay in the skies where he is. Earl says, I'm off work, so I'm here for the duration. Hey, man, look here. Turn on notifications, man. We're going to be on. We're going to be live.
Nah, man. Hey, look, we covered the bases. You know, I'm ready for, the SmackDown season premiere tonight to see how that goes.
Coming on in about 7 minutes.
Yeah, we got Rampage tonight, and then man, I'm finishing up this IPA. I'll probably be started on another one by the time we come back on. So tonight shall be entertaining, if you will.
For sure. Hey, and we've been hyped all day, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. After a couple of days of not talking to the people, it's like, man, look, I've been jonesing for it all day, man. It's like, we gotta shoot from the hip. We gotta do something, man. Because we gotta talk to the people, man. So your boys are hyped, man. We definitely.
What I do, brother love? Hey, I'm gonna have that button on the next show. I love you. I'm gonna have that on it. I'm gonna have that on it.
We're gonna have that on here, man. We love y'all, man. We love talking to the people, man. We love having fun with y'all, man. But no, we definitely, like I said, man, we definitely coming on back on the night. We probably come on a little early because hey, it's Friday night. It's time to party. Tony Khan says the only Stardust I see is Tony Cokehead Khan. He's Stardusty. Oh man.
Ooh,
blow star. He blow star.
Blow dust.
Blow dust. Tony Blow Dust Khan. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, you heard it here from the DOW. Earl says, man, I'm sipping on that yak and got my head in the clouds. My boy is floating on 99. Well, with that being said, my guy, let's get out of here, man, because the show's about to come on in 5 minutes. We got to get ourselves together. I got to eat. I got to get my drink together. We got to get we about to get the premiere. We're going to talk off there. And then we're going to see the people back in a couple of hours, man.
Yes, sir. Well, look, man, with no further ado from me to you.
Bye-bye, bitch. Bye-bye, bitch. Bye-bye, bitch.
You stupid.